Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. Not sure whether I've done 3 stitches in there or 2. I'm going to pull them over. I've done 3. That's what happens with this pattern. It's you do 2 crochet into 1 stitch and you miss the next stitch and 2 crochet into the next stitch and so on. But you make just one mistake and it knocks the pattern out. And sometimes I've just done 1 where one double crochet where I should have done 2. And then it knocks the pattern out all the way along and you end up with less stitches or more stitches. That time, now I did that before I started this video, so I had done 3 stitches into that stitch instead of 2. So I would have knocked that out, but it just looked, when I was looking at it, it looked like there was too many stitches in that space, so that was why I checked it and I was right. I would have knocked my pattern out again, so that's 2 stitches I'm doing. Missing 1. But anyway, I'll be finished with the crochet shortly. It is now 3:30. Haven't done a lot today. I had to do a lot of things with my printer, get my printer sorted, and some photographs for my friend. She thinks I'm her personal photographer. Every time she wants a photograph printed, it sends it to me and print it. You know, I'm going to tell her when I give her them, you're going to have to buy some paper, you know. I don't get the photo paper free. I've just printed out 5 for her today, and I don't know how many other days. And she thinks she just send a message to me, and I've got to print everything out for her. But anyway, I had to print a few. I had an order from a lady on Etsy. I'm having a cup of tea as well, a cup of coffee actually. I had to print a lot out, a bit different to the way I printed them, because this lady had sent me a message, and she had ordered 6 patterns on Etsy, not PDFs, they were actual patterns, and she asked me if I could print them out with larger print because she has a problem with her eyesight. So I had to send a message back and tell her the only way I could print them out, which I've done before, is print out a full A4 sheet instead of the smaller one like that. It's a brochure, that's what I do. It's an A4 sheet that's folded in half. So for the larger print, the only way I could do it was to print it as a full sheet. So it takes 2 sheets of paper to do it that way, whereas the other way I do it's only 1 folded in half. So I had to print those out, and then the number of mistakes I made, because I don't print them out normally. Sometimes I was forgetting to print on both sides, and it was coming out on 4 sheets. There's like 4 pages. It works out 4 pages because there's actually 4 pages on the A4 brochure one. There's a picture on the front, the 2 lots of instructions inside on each side of the pages, and a picture on the back if I have a picture on the back. So come out with 4 pages because I forgot to put the print on the other side. And then when I thought to myself, well, the ones where it's printed on, I'll print what should be on the other side. Only when I printed it, I hadn't, instead of the long side or the short side, I put it the wrong way and it came out upside down. So I had quite a few mistakes that I couldn't do anything about. So it took me quite a while, because 6 patterns is 2 sheets. That's 12 patterns, but it's 24 sides because it's 12 pages because it's 24 sides, you know, all together. So that took quite a while, quite a bit out of my time. That's including the mistakes I was making at first, till I remember to press the print on both sides, and then I had to put them together. Now I just use one of those things where you press, like, clip things, forget what you call them, like, to keep the pages together. Of course, then, not being an ordinary size letter. It was a large letter, and it was over the 100 grams, so I had to go to the post office. I do have stamps where I can put if it's under 100 grams, but it was over 100 grams, so I had to go to the post office with it to post it. So that was a lot of my time taking up this morning, and you know, yesterday was a beautiful day. Lovely. I think we got up to 27 degrees here where I live, just outside Newcastle. And I was in my garden all day. I never did any knitting at all until the night time, was after my tea. I just kept on working. There's so many things that needs doing in my garden, and it was such a nice day in that. And I have a part down the bottom of one side of my garden where I used to grow strawberries. I used to have a strawberry patch. It was covered in weeds and that, so I went over that whole area and I pulled all the weeds out by hand that I could pull out. You know, some of them you can just lift them out, they come out easy enough. And then I was digging the rest over, and I've dug about half of it over, and I'm going to start getting some plants and put my strawberries back in again. Because I used to do a lot with strawberries. It wasn't just eating them. I made strawberry jam and, you know, fruit crumbles like strawberry crumbles, strawberry and apple pies and things like that. I used to make with all the strawberries because I used to get bucketfuls of strawberries out because I had a lot of strawberries in that. So I thought, you know, I've just let it go for the last 2 or 3 years. I've never bothered with it, haven't even dug it over. But it was quite easy to dig over. It was quite loose, the soil, I think, with it being used all them years for the strawberry. So once I get the other side dug over, which I thought I might have done some today, but then I was thinking to myself, it's my quiz night tonight, and I don't want to be having to do, you know, your shower and that in the morning, then have to do all these things in the garden and then shower again and that. And I thought, oh, I'm not going to do that. But then when I noticed it was quite cool outside compared to yesterday, I'm saying it was 27 degrees. We're lucky if we're getting 15 degrees, so the temperature's dropped by 12 degrees today. And I went out just the way I am now in my t-shirt and have a skirt on and in my car to the post office. And it's just a short walk when I get out the car into the post office, and I was absolutely freezing. You know, felt cold. And then I had to go to the garage from there because I needed petrol in my car as well. And I was freezing where I was standing on the forecourt putting the petrol in the car. And I say, the weather in this country, we never get 2 days the same. Very rare. But I think it's going to be a little bit better day tomorrow, so I'll probably get some of the things done tomorrow that I haven't had time for today. But when I go to my quiz night tonight, I'm going to tell my friend, the last couple of weeks, she's wanted to use my phone for that, to get the answers to the quiz. And I keep telling her, that is cheating, I'm not cheating. But she can't get a signal on her phone. I don't know why, it's just different provider to what I have. But I get no trouble at all. And she kept trying to pick my phone up last week, and she was trying to look up the answers on the phone. And I said, it's not fair, it's cheating, I says. And it sort of defies the object. I says, it's a fun night to use your brain just to know what you know. And she says, but we'll be last again. I says, I don't care. We're last anyway. I says, you are wanting to cheat. I says, it doesn't make any difference whether we're last or not. So I think what I'm going to leave my phone at home so she can't, because she did pick it up a couple of times. I went to the loo, and when I came back, she had wrote a couple of answers down that I knew had come off my phone. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave my phone at home so she can't get out, or else leave it in the car, because I don't really like to go anywhere without my phone, because I never know it could break down or something like that in the car where I would need the phone. But I'm just not going to tell her, and I think I'm just going to leave my phone in the car and just tell her I haven't brought it with me. You know, and I was telling her when she was saying to me she wanted to use my phone last week, and she said, and I says, no, that's cheating. She says, but somebody else over there is using their phone. I said, I don't care what they are doing. I am not cheating. I wish her son, Michael, would come. He hasn't been for a couple of weeks. And he tells her off if she tries to get her phone out. So, but it's not fair. It's not fair on other people who aren't using their phone, but there are quite a few that do use their phone to look up the answers. And I think that the quizmaster should tell everybody to put their phones away. It's the only thing I could think to say. But anyway, before that, I don't pick my friend up till 8 o'clock, so I don't leave till about 7:30. So with a little bit tea later on, and then I have to do a little bit knitting before I go out. So I've got a little bit of time to do that. But I'm just going to finish this row, what I'm doing on this, and then I'm going to do a little bit of my knitting. I'll put that down and show you what I have been doing. That's how much I've got done of the little blanket. I'll probably do it so far, the length of it, and then go around the edges all the way around with some of it to make it just a little bit wider there. But I have finished back. This is one I'm doing. It's for a pattern, because I already have a 34 and I have a 40-inch written out for the pattern, the same pattern, and this is a 36. So after I do this one, I'll do a 38, and I'll be able to put 34, 36, 38 and 40 into a pattern. But I have to knit them first. I may be able to work out the larger size after I finish this one without having to knit it. But this will be just a sell afterwards, because it'll be far too small for me. But anyway, that's the back. Finished. And I have just started on the sleeve. Not the sleeve, one of the fronts. Don't know where I'm getting mixed up with today. That's one of the fronts. I've just started on the rib. And I may do a tutorial and just show how I actually do my ribs, because somebody made, I don't know, it was a comment, or I think it was a comment on one of my videos about how do I get my ribs to look, well, tidy. I think tidy, she says. I think I may do a tutorial just to show how I actually do the ribs. I may have done these before a long time ago, I think, but they're probably lost in the videos because I have so many videos. But it'll be on my other video, on my other video channel, the Sheila's Just Knitting. So I'm going to put that down for the moment, because I'll be doing something after I finish that row on there. I'll be doing a little bit of this before I go out tonight. I haven't done any more of this one. I haven't. Yesterday, I spent all day yesterday in my garden. But I was sorting through, I'm having a cup of coffee as well here, but I was sorting through some of my folders where I keep my knitting patterns, and just all knitting patterns, not the ones I made myself. And I had one empty folder and I couldn't remember what I had it for. And I just checked in it this morning and I found some of those patterns that had been faulted. I sold a few, about half a dozen of them, probably about a week ago. And I didn't realise I had these ones. Other ones, I had problems with my printer now and again. And I'll show you what the problem is on these ones. There are quite a few. I even had them in the bags ready to pack up. I had sorted them out and had forgot all about them. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 that have 3 patterns in, and 1, 2, 3, no, 5 that has 3 patterns in. I missed that one. 1, 2, 3. 3 with the 5 patterns in. So I'm going to show you the kind of problems on these. It's nothing, the instructions inside are perfect. It's a lot of it was the pictures, how the inks went up the creek on my printer. And this was one. I'll show you this one here. As you can see, one half of the cardigan is different colour, and that was a fault of my printer. I tried to put my printer up this room here before I got the extension for the internet, and I had a lot of trouble with it. I thought I could use my printer up here instead of downstairs, having to keep going downstairs to do the printer. And I set a few patterns in to do, I think it was 1 or 2 of these ones, and it only printed it half the pattern on one side. And anyway, I had to sort the printer out and take it back downstairs again, because the internet just wasn't good enough up here. I couldn't get a good enough signal, and that's what was the problem. So I put this pattern through again. It had only done the one side. It had only done the it hadn't even done the picture on the back. All it had printed was that little bit, and it had went through the rest of it and had printed the instructions, but that was all. It wouldn't print the picture out. So I put it through again, and that half there was where it was already printed. So it made the colour darker, and they just printed the rest without any trouble. So that's the only fault. The only fault is actually the picture. That is that one. And I'll show you the next one. This one is the colour. If you can see, this is like orange down there, and the same with there. And I'll show you one that's got the proper colour on. That one there, that's what that one should look like. That's how I think my printer had run out of ink, probably the black, and that was the way it had come out. And that is all, and that was the same with that one. And that one has, you can see, lines going down where I had to set the alignment up on the printer again. That happens now and again. I have to do that, which I did this morning before I started printing what I printed this morning. And you can see the lines on there are going across, because that comes down that way, that. But that is all that is wrong, and 1 or 2 of them have, you see there, like little ink spots. Sometimes I have to clean the nozzle on my printer when that starts happening. It does. That was only happening with my printer is an Epson. It's an Epson Eco tank, and it has tanks. It doesn't have cartridges, it's tanks, and you buy bottles of ink and just fill the tanks up. Well, at first, when I first got it, I was using the Epson, and then I seen some cheaper ones. I thought I'd try them, and they were the ones that seemed to cause things like this. And I've gone back to using the Epson all the time now, and I don't have that problem now. So it was the cheaper ink that was causing that. It could have been the cheaper ink that was causing the problem with the alignment as well. I don't know, but anyway, I have all of the patterns. The 5 are my 5, the first patterns, because it's quite a long time since I've done these. I'll show you all the patterns that's in them. Find one with 5 on. That was the 16 to 20 inch rosebud one, the 16 to 24 inch open moss stitch, that one, and I don't, oh yes I do, I couldn't see at first what was wrong with this one. This was another one that I had the trouble with, like I told you about my printer upstairs. It printed, that's all it printed on the thing. Of course, when I went over it again, you got that bit deeper colour there. So that's the 16 to 24 inch blackberry jackets and hats on that one. And that one don't know whether the ink spot's there. There is an ink spot down there. But there was also lines where the printer needed lining again, where you can't notice it so much on here as I hold it really close. When I hold it really close, you can see those lines. It's the same on the back as well. But the instructions, nothing wrong with the instructions, just the ink. An odd one or two is an ink spot like that on as well. And then there was a 22 to the 28 rosebud lace. I don't know if I told you that one. It's a 16 to 24 inch, the 3x1 mock rib one. And this one was a little fault with instructions I had when you came to do, I think it was on the sleeves, where I had the wrong instructions in a couple of places, but to show you, put my hand over there in the middle. If you can see, there's some writing. I've crossed something out on there and put the right instruction inside. That's all that was wrong with that, in one little place on the sleeves. So they are my first 5 patterns. And the 5, I was selling them before for £3.50 for the 5 patterns. The ones with 3, I will charge £2.50. The ones with 3 are the rosebud one, the open moss stitch one, and it may be a blackberry. I'm not sure. I'll have to have a look in all of those ones, but I'll put these back in the right order. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll check all the 3 ones because I'm not sure whether they're all just the first 3 patterns in there. 3. That's come out of somewhere. I'll have to find out where that came out of. 5, 3, 3, 3. Some have, that's the 3, number 2, 3 and 4 patterns. So the rosebud lace one's not in some of them. I think they're mostly the same as what I've just shown. That one is as well, because I know by the pattern arts at the back it'll be the rosebud lace, not the rosebud, the blackberry in the middle, that's it. Yes. So those the 3 are my pattern number 2, 3 and 4, which is the open moss stitch, the blackberry one, and the mock rib, the 3x1. But they won't go on my shop. Anyone that wants them will have to send me a message for them, an email. And if anyone does pay me through PayPal, please try and pay me through friends and family. Otherwise, PayPal takes their bit out as well, which when I'm giving them away very cheap, if PayPal takes their bit, I don't get what I'm asking for them. A lot of people do send me through PayPal, through friends and family, but maybe there may be a lot of people that don't realise you can do that. And if you send through friends and family, PayPal doesn't take a fee out, but otherwise they take a standing charge plus a certain percentage of whatever value of the thing that they're sending the money for. So the pack of 5 will be £3.50 and the pack of 3 will be £2.50. I can't make the tray any cheaper because of the postage that has to go on them and the packing of them. But, though I haven't shown you my cardigan, what I've got done of that. Where is it? The ball. That's how much I've got done of mine. I did a little bit of that last night. It's nearly up to the armholes. You can see there, it's just below my waist there. To be a little bit more. I'm not sure what length it is actually. What I've done, I've got a tape measure. My other tape measure downstairs. I'm sure my little one was up here. There it is. It's probably about 12 inches or something, I think. I do my own cardigans until I measure 15 inches up to the armhole. So it's 11 3/4 inches I've done. So it's not far to go to the armhole. Because I'm sticking in doing mine more often than I was doing before, because I don't want this one to take another year and 2 months to make. So that is enough of that. The bag. Now put these, sort these out and put these back in the order I had them before. Because I've got them all mixed up now. So anyway, that's my bit for today. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.